I'm Kyle Meredith, and I've been promising you the goods all afternoon long. And the St. Johns are here. Lewis and Jordan, welcome back to town.
Thank you.
It's great to see you guys. Back where it all began. Well, kind of, I guess.
Our first radio interview ever.
That's right, which I didn't know that when we were doing it, and I'm probably glad because I would have been nervous for you.
You would have just froze up, man.
No, it's been so fun to watch you guys do everything that you've been doing since then, too. Although I should say, I said back to where it all started, but how long have you guys actually been doing this before all of this madness started?
Forever.
Feels like. The pictures look like it's been forever.
Yeah, lots of different haircuts, hair colors. No, it's been like about 8 years.
8 years.
Yeah.
We met each other kind of in the college years of our lives, so we've just kind of stuck together since then.
Did you guys do any independent releases before that? Is there back catalog that we're all going to discover once you're really famous?
Maybe. We definitely released some music.
Yeah.
It was under different names, which were, our he who shall not be named. But we definitely have been making music for all those 8 years.
Yeah.
A lot of covers in the beginning. We lived in a beach town, so it was a lot of Jack Johnson and Jason Mraz. It was really good stuff, guys.
I have no
really
problem with the Jack Johnson parts.
Yeah.
You lose me on the Mraz.
Yeah,
but
you know what?
I'm not going to hate on it. It's just
No, absolutely. They have their place for sure, and we definitely loved it when we were living on the beach.
I mean, that's kind of unfair, though, isn't it, for me to say that I like Jack Johnson and not Jason Mraz because they're really not too different.
No, well, there are
one
differences.
wears a fedora.
It must be the fedora.
Yeah.
Wears
Hey,
no shoes.
No shoes. Right?
I know that Jason's listening right now, and I want you to know that you're cool with me, man.
Still got the love right there.
Still got the love.
How long then did it take you guys to really develop everything and notice, if I'm assuming right with most songwriters, you'll look back on those early songs and go, we had no clue what we were doing, and I never want to play those again. When do you think the turning point was that you're like, oh, this is how you write a song?
Well, we had spent some time in Florida together, and we decided to move to New York. We thought that was we're going to make it big.
Yeah.
This is our time. And I think that was such an important time, not only in our lives separately, but together, because we grew so much and we were thrown into, a city where you kind of have to figure yourself out quickly and where you fit in. But also, we spent so much time together because we had to, because we lived in a shoebox. With no walls.
It's not a metaphor.
It was actually a shoebox.
Yeah. So, we were writing so much, just constantly. We didn't have a TV. We were just hanging out all of the time, writing music, and I think that's where our craft really matured.
Yeah.
And we really started to notice, okay, that song, not crazy about that. That's one of the first songs we wrote. I see
how things have progressed.
Yeah. It's been cool. And then, we found our way to Nashville, and I think that's where we really blossomed.
It's where we became more in tune with the, I don't want to say business side of music because that sounds kind of non-artistic or something, but we just kind of realized okay, this is how we're going to transition from this being a hobby to being our full-time job. And
right.
We met a lot of people that helped us kind of make that transition. So I think was the point where we changed our band name, and we were like, okay, let's make an EP. Let's record with live musicians instead of just me on my computer in Logic and building a track with whatever tools that I had, which we still do. But when we actually go to record a record, we record a record, and we want to be able to play these songs live and give them the time of day.
Well, that's the town to do it in. And,
absolutely.
And you can tell, that's what I'm getting at here, is you can tell that you guys work so hard on the craft because, in 2016, two people with a guitar could, sound as generic as can be, if
we
you
agree.
let it. Right?
Yeah, we
and I
agree,
think that's what stands out. I mean, not only are you guys' lyrics really, really interesting, but it's the movements in the songs and how they shift in a genre that we've been playing for 60 years,
absolutely.
More or less.
Or more,
so,
absolutely.
I think that has a lot to do with the time that we've spent with each other, because I don't think if we had just met a few years ago that we'd be able to figure out how our voices work together and, what my strengths and weaknesses are and what his strengths and weaknesses are. So it's been cool to kind of have grown up with each other and figure out how to be like
Yeah.
singing partners.
The St. John's.
Yeah.
We definitely always also want to make sure that when we sing together, it's not just to sing together, it's to elevate both of us individually. So I think that I'm better when I sing with Jordan.
That would have been really fun if you'd stopped the sentence right there.
I think
I'm better,
I think
but-
I'm better. So I really elevate.
And
Jordan.
she's here too.
That is the opposite of the sentiment. No, I think that we just elevate each other. That's it. Yeah, it's been just a good partnership in that way, where I think we both feel stronger as a unit than we do individually.
Yeah, I could tell. Well, the St. John's are playing tonight at WFPK's Winter Wednesday. It is the last one of the season. You're closing it out.
Pumped up, man.
Pumped up. Justin Paul Lewis is opening up the show. The details are at WFPK.org. And I would love it so much if you play us a song.
Of course.
Oh, we will absolutely do it.
This is our single, out now. It's called Lost the Feeling.
Midnight walking underneath the blood red moon. I can hear the streetlights talking, telling me you're coming. You're coming, bet you're gonna call me up tonight, stirring up the dust of an old time feeling. Bet you're gonna call me up. Bet you're gonna call me up, oh, oh. But what you don't understand is that I lost that feeling. It slipped through my hands, now it's gone too far. I said it before, but you're still not hearing. I lost the feeling, I lost the feeling. Winds are changing, I can feel the pressure rise. I finally found a revelation. It was never in your eyes. I bet you're gonna call me up tonight, stirring up the dust of an old time feeling. Bet you're gonna call me up. Bet you're gonna call me up, oh, oh. But what you don't understand is that I lost that feeling. It slipped through my hands, now it's gone too far. I said it before, but you're still not hearing. I lost the feeling, I lost the feeling. Lost the feeling, I lost the feeling. I said, ooh, I lost it. And what you don't understand is that I lost that feeling. It slipped through my hands, now it's gone too far. I said it before, but you're still not hearing. Oh yeah, you're still not hearing. I lost the feeling, I lost the feeling, I lost the feeling, I lost the feeling.
The St. John's here on 91.9 WFPK Radio Louisville, playing tonight at WFPK's Winter Wednesday. That's their new single, Lost the Feeling. which sounds great in person as it does on the record, and you'll be able to all hear it tonight. And it has a really kind of messed up, tragic video to go along with it as well.
Yeah.
There's a bit of thieving and, I don't know, untrusting and this, all of that.
Backstabbing.
Yeah.
Feelings being lost, feelings being gained.
No, it's cool because you guys did just release the video, and I guess what's happening in the video? Let's hear it from your point of view here, your story.
You know, we wanted to leave it like a little up to your imagination. You know, I don't want to give too much away. I want people
I've got
to
a
go
messed up
watch it.
imagination if we want.
Yeah, like you don't really know like what sort of scenario they've just come from, but they pull in to this motel and it's gross, and they have this bag of cash, and you're just like, what's going on?
Right.
And then, you know, you kind of see over time, you know, they're kind of becoming this couple, this Bonnie and Clyde type couple. They've become weary of each other, and they're just
untrusting.
yeah. And in the end, you know, someone pulls a little stunt.
Pulls a little stunt.
A little
Do you guys
backstabbing.
come up with the treatment of this, or do you go out to the companies?
We're very involved.
Yeah.
But we kind of will give basically like a mood board. And let the director come back with more of a story. And then from there, we'll kind of, you know, give our 2 cents and
Right.
see how it develops.
And then it popped up on CMT's website.
Just popped up there.
Just
Who
popped
knows?
up.
Who knows
How
how it
things
happened?
happen. It's interesting when I look at because, you know, I don't know if you guys ever, you know, were coming of age as songwriters and went, I'm going to be a country band because you're not a country band.
No.
And CMT is not exactly, you know, what it used to be either. But is that a little bit weird?
It was a little strange for us. You know, when we finished the music video, we kind of looked for an outlet to help us deliver it to people, right? And CMT kind of raised their hands and said, we're big fans of you guys, and we've done a couple things with them in the past, and they've been really trying to kind of get outside of the, not country, they always are kind of this country Americana folk thing.
Right.
But they've been trying to get out of the pop country only.
And good on them.
Yeah, and good on them, I think. But so they kind of said, hey, we're fans, and this could be great. This could be a great partnership. And we love the guys at CMT, and we feel like, you know, being involved with CMT doesn't change our music. Our music stays exactly the same. So it's just a great way to get our music to some fans that might appreciate it. Hopefully, you know, that's the idea. And so we definitely thought about it, though. We were like, is this like the right thing? Is this the right move? Like, should we be on Pitchfork? Should we be on, you know, is this like, what's the direction? And it's like, I think that the answer to us was that it's not mutually exclusive. It's let's start here and let's see where it brings us. But we definitely are very thankful for the people at CMT for supporting us.
I think the cool thing about music these days is that genres are bleeding into one another. And so, you know, if we have fans over at CMT and they think that their readers, you know, can, you know, invest in the music and think like, oh, I could become a fan of this as well. Like, I'm all aboard that train. Like, I'm just like, yeah, like I think our goal as a band is just to, you know, hopefully, you know, have people who want to listen to our music, you know, isn't that the goal of every band?
Yeah. Right.
So, if CMT fans want to become St. John's fans, like we're
Doors
pumped.
wide open.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's interesting you bring up the genres. I've talked about that a few times in interviews because it's such an interesting thing how I'm not saying I'm the last generation that had to live life within genres.
Yeah, strict genre boundaries.
You know, but that's what it, you know. Growing up, Chris, I was one of the last generations who lived a life in a record store, in a CD store, I should say, and that was it. There's your pop section, there's your rock section, and I was trying to trace it back, and it seemed like to me, I don't know if this was the actual starting line, but when Jay-Z and Beyonce and Solange started listening to Grizzly Bear, I think that was it. Like all bets were off.
Well, I think in this internet age where everything has the same platform, you know, nobody really, I mean, people have more money, but really at the end of the day, we're all using the same, we're using Facebook, which is free.
Right.
We're using Instagram, which is free. We're using SoundCloud. It's all these platforms where nobody has an upper hand. And I think that barrier of entry has been kind of just destroyed. It's somewhere, it's in another plane, you know? So we're able to explore music much easier, and so we're able to expose our music to other people much more easily. And I think that makes it so that these genres are just kind of not there anymore. You don't have to be. You go to like a high school, and I haven't really been into a high school in a long time, but I imagine that it's not as much like segregated to the like, oh, these are the punks, these are the pop kids, these are the whatever. It's like,
because that used to be how you defined yourself.
Absolutely.
That was how you found your own character. But I mean, it's so much. I would say it's a lot more fun to be a music fan now.
Yeah, your music library, everyone has the same music library. It's Spotify.
Like my friends laughed at me if I said, "Oh, really? I like Blackstreet," or something like that. That wouldn't happen now. It's great.
No,
that's great
because you can listen to it. You can listen to a record, decide you like it or not, without ever giving $1 to away. So which is cool and bad. Whatever you want.
Especially if you're a band trying to make some money. It's
I feel like if you want to listen to the music, and then come to our show.
Yeah.
Just come to the show.
Yeah.
Like, because honestly, if you can fall in love with our record, that's all that matters to us. I mean, just fall in love with it and come to our show.
I feel like that's a great seg here to some more music in two ways, because you do finally have the record coming out.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
3 weeks away from Dead of Nights. It's going to happen. So I do want to hear a little bit about that, but let's play another song for everyone first. Give them another taste of what they're going to get tonight at WFPK Winter Wednesday. Again, Justin Paul Lewis is opening up the show with the St. John's here, closing out the season, and the details at WFPK.org. What shall we hear?
Let's do a little cover for you.
I think we're going to do a cover.
Let's do a cover.
This is one of our favorites
Yeah.
ever.
I saw you guys do this cover online, and I guess you've been doing it for a while, right?
Few months. Yeah, it's we did a little acoustic version, and it's up on probably our website, YouTube, Facebook, one of those things. It's there.
Yeah. Just search it.
All right. So St. John's on FPK.
Would you stay? She promised you heaven. Will you ever leave? She's like a cat in the dark, then she's the darkness. She rules her life like a fine skylark, when the sky is starless. All your life you never seen a woman taken by the wind. Would you stay if she promised you heaven? Will you ever win? Will you ever win? Taken by the sky. Taken by the sky. Taken by the sky. She rings like a bell through the night, and won't you love to love her? She rules her life like a bird in flight, and who will be her lover? All your life you never seen a woman taken by the wind. she promised you heaven. Will you ever win? Will you ever win?
It's the St. John's here at 91.9 WFPK. Your voices work so well together. It is mesmerizing over
Thank
here.
you.
Thanks.
I really appreciate you guys stopping in today. And again, the St. John's are playing tonight at Winter Wednesday, the final one of the season. But before we get out of here, again, the album is out, you said, in 3 weeks, right?
Yeah, March 4th.
Yeah, that's a long time coming.
Oh,
Has
man.
Yeah.
it felt like a long time coming?
You're telling me.
Oh man, yeah.
How long have you guys been done with it, actually wrapped with the album?
We were finished in the studio at the end of March.
Yeah.
So it's almost been a year. And
2009. No, I'm just kidding.
No, last year we had left. We did the record in New York. So at the end of March we were heading back to Nashville and sending it to mixing and mastering. And
Have you wanted to like get in and mess with it since it's been that long?
Of course.
Had that
Always.
desire? Yeah.
you kind of have to like stop listening to it for a minute, because you get it finished and mix and master, and you're constantly like listening to all these different mixes
And you're listening with the ear to say like, oh, let's change this. Like we
Yeah.
still have time to change this,
Right.
this, and then it's hard to stop thinking that way about it.
It's like,
I
it's like
had
a
a-
painter who says you have to know when to stop painting the picture.
Right.
Exactly. I had to
exactly
I had to delete it from my phone pretty much and be like, okay, stop listening to it when you're driving, to the grocery store,
Right.
and picking it apart.
with it being done that long now, have you guys already started working ahead on what's next?
We've written a few things.
Yeah.
We've definitely been writing a lot. Not all of it is for our project in particular, but we've been keeping ourselves busy.
I feel like you just teased me with something when you said that. Not
Well,
with our
no.
project, but that was like the pronoun game right there.
We try to be writers outside of just our own projects in general. So we try to write for film and TV, write for
We write with a lot of our friends who are writing for their records. So
That's awesome.
yeah, it's a lot of
Nashville.
fun.
Yeah, what a cool way to keep creative, year round.
For sure.
I would go crazy, because the way that album cycles work is, I feel like you write a record, and we've sat on it for a year since we finished it. Before that, we had been finished writing for 6 months or so, like trying to figure out what producer we wanted to work
Right.
with. And so we've been done with these songs. If we had no other outlet to write songs, I would go crazy.
Yeah.
So we can write and produce our own stuff and send it out into the ether
Yeah.
and just let
and
it live.
it's cool. Like a lot of our friends that helped write for our record are now working on their own records, and we've been writing with them for their projects. So it's kind of fun to be on the other side of
Yeah.
Oh,
the
man.
writing process, I guess.
Well, next time you guys come in, we're gonna have to talk about some of that part of stuff and,
Yeah.
and share some of
Absolutely.
those too.
For
So
sure.
the St. John's tonight on Winter Wednesday. Thank you guys again for stopping in
Kyle,
today.
you're the best.
We'll
Thank
see you
for having
guys
us.